Ricardo, very good seeing you here in St. Moritz in this great event with so many leaders. But before we go into questions that I have in my mind here, I would like to ask you to please introduce yourself and tell us a little bit more about your company.
Great. Thank you for the invitation. My name is Ricardo Pucci. My company is Galli. Is a family-owned business. I'm the third generation on the business, and we're based in Brazil. Our main business has been in Brazil for a long time, but since 2018, we've been looking for opportunities first in the U.S. Now we have a business there already, and in Portugal. On the last couple of years, we established some business there, especially on residential, for sale in Portugal, for sale in Brazil, and for rent in the U.S.
Very interesting. You have your business diversified in different markets, and they're very different when you compare with each other. When you look at the geopolitics and everything that's going on in the world, the elections coming up in the States, the tension in the between Israel and Hamas, the war in Ukraine, China. Do you still feel positive about continuing investing? Are you positive about what's coming next for the market, or you more in a wait and see mode?
We keep investing, and we are skeptically optimistic in a way that real estate is a product that you invest on long term. So we're having problems now, absolutely. I think we are in a better shape than we were a year ago, for instance, with the interest rates coming down now. But that influences a lot on inflation, on prices of construction, prices of material. But when we're looking for the long term, these are oscillations that might happen for any other reason. It can be a new pandemic, or it can be a break on the supply chain for any reason. So we keep investing, we keep looking for opportunities, and keeping real estate on the basic, on the essentials, it's the key. Like good real estate business will always be there, and if you can find them, they're going to bring profit, and they're going to work.
No secret. Yes. You travel a lot in South America and the States, all over Europe. Is there anything that you have seen in the last few months that you consider a very good opportunity? Either an asset class or a city that is booming?
I'm very happy with our investments in Washington, D.C.
Yes.
Washington, D.C., we have multifamily for rent, but with an approach on the affordable part of it. The Washington, D.C. government has a very interesting way to promote this. So we are now purchasing buildings. They're already working, operating. We take control of the building, improve the costs, basically. And we do small retrofits as the vacancy happens.
Right.
And then we qualify those apartments to the Washington, D.C. program.
Okay.
And Washington, D.C. now has a waiting line of 40,000 families.
Wow.
Waiting.
And they have budget for that.
Yeah, they have the budget for it.
That's fantastic.
So, I mean, it's risk zero, right? It's federal risk, Washington, D.C. They pay us directly, basically. And they are responsible for controlling the family is still qualified for the program or not.
Perfect.
And when you qualify your building for that, you also get some tax benefits and things like that. So it's a very interesting project.
As a final question, I want to bring you back to the last few years. And I want to ask you, what's the most important lesson that you believe the real estate market has learned in the last 2-3 years?
That's a very interesting question. I think this is geography dependent a little bit. But I think in Brazil, where is most of our business, we've been, I kid that we have a bipolar market. So everybody's super excited or everybody's super depressed. But in the end of the day, the market...
Cycles.
Yes, but the cycles are too quick and very high or very low, right? I think that here in Europe, and the US as well, but mostly in Europe, where the basic interest rates were negative, one of the big lessons is that when you have such a low or negative interest rate, any kind of project kind of seems okay, right? And this is one of the things that we discussed in one of the panels here that it's very interesting, is that having some interest rate, it's important to have a hurdle rate for good projects to happen. Because if a 1% or a 2%, exactly, a 2% return on a real estate project, it's terrible. But if you have a zero or negative interest rate, it's good. So when you have that hurdle rate for the projects, only good projects that make sense, they can go forward.
Perfect. Ricardo, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.